Okay, moment of truth time. It may not have been in here long enough yet. I actually changed my mind a couple hours after hooking up the CO2. I turned it down to about serving pressure and decided to wait just a little bit and see if that worked better than to try and actually force carbonate it. This is the first pour off the keg. Ooh, look at that. Give it a chance to settle down here for a second. I haven't tried this beer at all yet. It's an extra pale ale. First little squirt kind of made me a little nervous though. It looks like it's got a good, you probably can't really tell, there you go. Good little bit of a head on there. Beer is a little cloudy. I don't know if that's from the CO2 or not, but let's give it a little quick taste. I think it's still, whoa, excuse me. I think it's still a little bit too soon to drink. I'll try it again in a couple days. Still tastes a little flat. If that doesn't do the trick though, wait in that couple days. I will try the forced carbonation trick. But I wanted to see if a little slow carbonation would be a better way to go, because I do still have other beer to drink. But so I wasn't quite in a hurry yet. So we'll check in about a couple days here, and we'll see how it's gone. Well, I think it's high time we tasted this beer in the old keg. I've tried one tasting already. It was a little early. What I did actually, I turned it down to about 8, and I let it sit. It's been a little over a week now. I still have a couple of my other bottles left, so I had plenty to drink still. So we'll see how it works. I realized something else that I did when I first tried to pour it. I kind of hesitated when I hit the trigger. You want to open that thing right up and get it pouring. So let's see how it comes out. Yeah, it's a lot less scary looking. Turn it right off when you're done pouring it too. That looks like some beer. Nice head on there. Smells pretty good. Let's go have a seat and take a taste. Alright, I've lost a little bit of the head in setting up the camera. Still a little bit there. Looks like there's some good carbonation in there. Still has a good aroma. Smell just a little bit of the hops. Not a whole lot. It is an extra pale ale, so I'm not really expecting tons and tons of hop flavor. It is pretty clear. I don't know if you all can see that, but I consider that pretty clear. I did take a cheat test on my way over here. I just couldn't resist. But here's the first official test. That's good. The first tasting I did of it, I wasn't too impressed really, but I think it was kind of a combination of the way I was pouring it off the tap, being nervous or something about spraying it out of the tap for the first time. And it hadn't aged enough yet. Basically the way that I did my carbonation in the keg, I put it in the keg, I set it up at 30 psi. My original plan was I was going to leave it at that overnight and do a little rocking back and forth and force carbonate. But I started thinking about it and decided patience is a virtue. We don't need to rush everything. So I had a couple beers still to drink anyway from my last brew, so I had an excuse to be patient. So what I did after a couple hours at the 30 psi, I turned it down first to about 12, and I left it at 12 overnight. I left it that way for about 5 days. That was the first taste test you saw. A little nervous on the trigger. Hadn't sat really long enough to get fully carbonated. We're talking about engines all of a sudden. Carbureted, and I actually turned it down a little bit more, let it set for another, actually this is about 6 days later after that, so this has been sitting for about 11 days. It's pretty good, I think, length of time to wait. Tastes definitely a lot better than a bottled beer would taste from my first experience with a bottled beer of my own brewing. Would taste even after 2 weeks. It tastes like a fully matured beer as far as I'm concerned. Maybe even better because it's a home brew and fresh, but it's the internet age. We're into rushing everything, aren't we? But I think a little bit of patience is a good idea for anything. I know that my bottled beer, it tasted better and better with every time I drank one. You know, the first initial ones after a couple weeks, if you saw that tasting video for the Irish Red, was pretty damn good. I waited another week and put some more in the cooler. That was even better. And actually, even sitting in the cooler for another week beyond that for my other case, that beer was phenomenal. I definitely make the Irish Red again. This one I like a lot. I don't know as I would make this one again right away. It tastes good, don't get me wrong, I like it. It's not a whole lot of flavor there, I guess. The beer I'm brewing right now, you'll see that brewing video up pretty good. Should have some real flavor to it, so I'm kind of excited about that one. Wait till you see that video. That's going to be something else. But cheers, everybody, drink up. I'm going to have about half the keg tonight. No. Wouldn't wake up for a week probably, but definitely going to have a couple though. Again, cheers, all you home brewers out there. Lost in thought. Nothing like a good cold beer after a hard day at work. See you guys later.